What up?
Hey. So it's freezing cold in Adelaide this morning. Jumpers on, 2 pairs of pants. We got the 32 on the trailer, heading to Cece, Tunez by Cece. He is running the car up on the dyno. So when we blew the motor in Hitec, that was a fully built Neo, had cams in it and that. Whereas now we bolted in a dead stock RB25 from a wrecker, basically. It's got a head gasket on it, that's it. I sent the log to Declan and he said it was running really rich, all safe but very rich, and probably sapping a bit of power out. So unfortunately Declan's dyno is not set up at the moment, and he's busy building all crazy sorts of electrical stuff that he does. So yeah, Cece's helping out. We're chucking on his dyno, he'll run it up, make sure it's all mint, because we're off to Matsuri tomorrow and gonna have a killer time there, just have some fun, let our hair down. So we'll drive to Cece's now and then we'll get up the dyno. Go park the car, man.
No,
We're here
at Cece's. Just casually street driving Skyline. Yeah, we're vloggers now. Where do you want it, bro?
You driven it before?
Yep. And power wise, like I'm stocking motor rods on pieces, I'm at about 340, should probably crank it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Fuck, this seems like it's got fuck all comp. Oh, there we go. It's done. Unless it was that loose. Fuck, it must have been that loose.
I did do the head gasket on it, so it might have 0 comp.
I can't laugh, it still fucking hurts.
Fucking hell.
It was loose.
Yeah.
What did they go up to?
339. 270.
Fucking beast of a fucking torque wrench. With a stance on him.
The problem is it's still rocking. There we go. 330.
How sick is this thing though? This thing's off tap. Like, I've literally never done that on any of his motors, which is probably a
All the reasons.
yeah, the fucking dead giveaway right there.
33's getting refreshed.
There we go.
No, this one's not gonna blow up.
I remember the last time we
Compression test it. Nah.
You've used this motor a few times, though, haven't you? It's
Yeah.
like you're in and out.
Yeah, it's been in the car for about 2 years.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Because actually,
No, because the other stuff's on both, isn't it? Yeah. Cool.
Vlog star. A few times. Those little things should be glued in there. Yeah, that's silicon.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, the back one.
That's only just stopped rocking. I was leaking for hitting it.
Is that got fluid in there now? That back one? I did clean that all out.
It looks like it.
Hey?
Looks fine.
Okay.
That one's got a little bit.
Yeah, that was all clean, literally the other day.
Unless the cam covers are leaking.
Could be.
So we just noticed that the engine didn't have fuel pressure in the start. The boys are trying to trace the problem now, but the ECU was had no voltage either. So tracing back the wiring, trying to see what's going on. But I had been having issues every now and then, like mid-corner the car would just cut out for a second. So this, hopefully, that problem's presents itself again and now we can fix it without trying to chase it when it's not there. So fingers crossed we get it sorted.
So that's how I just picked my burger up.
That's not right.
Straight up schnitzel.
What's lunch Nick?
Half snitty burger, half steak burger, combination.
Yum.
And mine's just, there we go, now we're up.
So we found the issue, the blown fuse does the drive-by-wire, the main ECU feed. That was partially blown, so occasionally we didn't have fuel pressure, and then at the end we lost power to the fuel pumps and the whole computer. So got that fixed up and just about to jump into tuning it. Hey Nick, who put the alternator in?
I didn't really feel like putting it in there properly because I knew Cece was going to have to fix it.
Nick things.
Nick things. Fuck, look at it, it's been...
Feel the plastic melted along it?
Yeah. Good Lord.
So you're telling me Nick almost burnt my car down?
Pretty much.
Oh, come on, man.
Been there before, Nick, come on.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because the lug in the back of the alternator, when we were trying to undo the nut, the whole thing was spinning.
Yup.
And it was rounded. And so we couldn't actually grip it in the car, so I broke off a little plastic shroud around the nut. But
Yeah, if you have a gander, bro, it's like, if you can actually see like the fucking alternator's been bouncing around on the
oh yeah, well that would do
See
it.
the melted down.
Ongoing low voltage warning on the dash.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was didn't actually think to check the alternator again.
Yeah, when we put that alternator back in, I'm like, it's still only getting fuck all, like, fuck's going on? Turns out.
Yeah, you have to get the connections up for it.
Yeah, turns out you have to plug it in.
Well, the side wire's not plugged in either.
No, only one.
Oh yeah.
So one does warning light, one does sense wise. So it's sense wise sees that the alternator's at like 14 volts or what the maximum output is, and make sure the battery, there's a difference between it and makes the alternator charge harder.
Okay.
Right.
Put the plug on it and happy days.
Yeah.
So, in hindsight, I'm glad I came here to get this touch-up
Check, yeah. Or
You
you'd be
see-
broken down at the fucking track again, maybe on fire.
The wiring on this thing's so fucked anyway, like it needs to fucking go on over.
First thing, when engines are out that many times, connectors break, you
Yeah.
just rush, and, you know, like
100%.
it's just...
Yeah. So that's what it's supposed to look like, with my shroud around it. And that's what Nick did.
What? Come on, man.
Might have been me. But that should definitely fix it.
That there, plug the other two.
So the motor itself came out of a wreck. I believe it had an engine fire and had melted plastic all over it. And that motor sat out the back of SPC for I think probably 2 years. We kept robbing parts off it for the other car that I had at the time. Had no sump on it. It was sitting outside in dirt, literally in all elements, and eventually this car needed a motor, and we literally got it back to my workshop, put it on the engine stand and squirted it out with a garden hose and got all the rocks and sand out from it, and put a metal head gasket and studs on it and ran that motor with a Hypergear high flow at 350 kilowatts for 2 years. and then built the Neo because I wanted a bit more power, wanted 400 plus for Hitec, and that broke. So this motor came back. So still standard bottom end, standard oil pump, just got a Ross balancer on it, extended sump, I think it's a Lewis sump, 6 boost manifold, slightly bigger hyper gear than what we used to run, GDR coil packs, Ross cam and crank triggers, LS1 alternator, drive-by-wire throttle, ready intake. I think there's 1500 or 600 cc injectors. Yeah, radiant fuel rail. We had one of those cheaper Aeroflow intercoolers on previously, and we're having massive issues with air intake temps. We've gone for their race model, and that improved things dramatically. Moving back in the car, got a PPG 6-speed sequential. Used to have a extreme clutch behind the motor, but it was solid plate, so we were breaking drive shafts and tail shafts, diffs. So we went back to an MPC single plate just to, it's a sprung center just to take a bit of the shock out, and that's been pretty successful, apart from blowing a diff here or there with semi-slicks on. It's a single piece tail shaft to a 2-way of some sort, 5-bolt. Pretty basic back here. I actually got this fuel system, I won it from Raceworks. So Slickers Spares hooked me up with my Raceworks voucher. So just a single pump. Sorry, you've got the lift pump, which fills the surge tank, and then a high pressure pump to the engine. Engine returns to the surge tank to keep that full. Pretty basic, and that probably is the limiting factor if we wanted to wind it up. I think we maxed out that fuel pump at about 400 kilowatts. That's about it driveline wise. It's got an AIM dash over there. Inside the cabin you've got a Hitec hydraulic handbrake, which runs a second set of calipers, AGI cage, a couple harnesses, the harness eyelets back there, a little fire extinguisher. I'm actually thinking about putting a second fire extinguisher in. There's a company which makes a little kit that bolts between your brackets here. Probably something Nick could put together really easily. Then you have your fire extinguisher there. It is good to have a bigger or multiple fire extinguishers in the car as well. Link ECU. Yeah, pretty basic sort of car. Bride seats, very worn. That light up there is for when we run passengers in Hitec. It needs to glow yellow. Let the scrutineers know that you have a passenger on board. Let's get back to the tuning.
Now everyone's going to see how gross my ears are.
Is there like a proper way you're supposed to put it in your ear?
Yeah.
I always like roll them together and like pull my ear back. I swear they never go in properly.
You're like,
You just ram straight in.
Yeah, no, it's fucking like, just wiggle it.
So I'll get them like this big.
Yeah, look. Just fucking, just straight up, fucking.
Video, but it's so ridged that it started to miss up top. So Cece's gonna pull the fuel out, lean it up a bit where it should be, and that should see a massive increase in power. Probably gain another 60 kilowatts, I reckon.
I think that, yeah.
Yeah, they'll get to like 0.7.
Yeah.
Okay. I was pretty accurate on my guesstimate.
Yeah, hardcore.
Just checking the old numbers.
So it's all looking sweet.
Dwell time, and it made no difference, so
No.
it has to be spark plugs.
So it's missing as it comes on the boost,
Boost,
isn't it?
yeah. And if I drop the boost down in that section, no dramas. If I put it up,
Yep.
I'm aiming for 21. Because 21 usually on a 25 with this spec turbo makes about 340.
Yep.
If I bang on the number, like
Yep.
just needs to be consistent and
Yeah.
no miss.
We're going down here, 0.6.
Yeah, 0.6.
Yeah. Usually around about 0.7, but we're having issues with that.
Yeah, no, because I apparently did him up too tight.
No, it wasn't so much it didn't too tight, you were leaning on them. And,
Yeah, if I go on an angle, they crack to the fourth.
Yep, we found that out. Yep, they're definitely spark plugs. It's funny because like this would happen so often, people coming in just for a tune, and it's never just a tune, is it? There's always these little
fuses, alternator not charging.
yeah,
That's why he's on the big bucks.
yeah.
Got that R8 money.
Need some arm roll on the way home, I reckon. This window is held in by tape, if anyone was wondering. I got hit. Hey? I think, where did we get hit? Was it here? And that's actually like creased the car, so this window is popping out. But, oh actually, that tape is not holding it at all. All done, car's back on the trailer. In the end we ended up with, I think, 340,
340, yeah, constant.
Yeah, just keeping it safe. So plenty more left in it if it was a built motor, but just because it's stock, we want to keep it safe and running. So massive thanks to Cece for putting this in at late notice. And we're off to Mallala tomorrow to do some testing and have some fun. So we'll see you there. Cheers.